Rob?
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the Batman Universe.net, and today we're taking a look at Batman Arkham Knight from DC Collectibles. This is, of course, Red Hood. Would be the first version of Red Hood that we see in the game, not counting the DLC, which takes place after the events of the video game. This is figure 12 in the line. So far, I have the completed set up till this point, and we'll continue to go through this. I love this Arkham Knight line. Every time I say night, night line, it sounds like I'm saying nightlight. Night line of action figures. I'm sad to see the Arkham universe ending, but I've got these great video games and these cool action figures to keep reminding me what a cool time frame this was for Batman fans. The Red Hood figure was one that a lot of people kind of lost their minds over with, and kind of rightfully so. They were really hyping the video game, and if you missed the GameStop exclusive, and I think EB Games is a sister company, if you missed that figure, the original Red Hood release, then you really kind of missed the boat, and people were really starting to sell the Red Hood figure for crazy prices on eBay and then third party on Amazon. So it was definitely my favorite figure of the year, and right now is still a top 5 DC Collectibles figure for me. I absolutely love that figure. I think we knew at a certain point we would be getting a different version of Jason Todd, the Red Hood here. Spoilers if you didn't know he was the Arkham Knight, which I called for it long before the game came out, but neither here nor there. So this is basically the Arkham Knight body with a couple little tweaks to the outfit. And we'll look at the Arkham Knight and the original Red Hood release from the series. Same packaging that we've already seen here. So this is shortly after Batman is captured, and then Jason shows up to save Batman towards the end of the video game. So there's the wire armature, number 12 down here. The other figures in the series, or in this particular wave, Wave 3, that we've already looked at so far, are Azrael, Professor Pig, Man-Bat, and Red Hood. Now, I say that we've already looked at. I've actually shot the review for Professor Pig. I just haven't uploaded it yet. So I think by default, the Red Hood figure review might come first, and then Professor Pig. That's just how I think it's going to probably play out. We'll see. So, enough talky here. The only other thing I will say about this is that I pre-ordered it from Dorkside, Dorkside.com, and I've only ever ordered one other thing from them, and it was really pretty cool, but I've never pre-ordered something, and I had the pre-order in as soon as this went up, which was back in October of 2015, which is, a year ago. And it started hitting the comic shops. I thought, okay, it's going to hit the comic shops, and then, probably within a week or so, I'll get mine. And a whole entire month has gone by, and still nothing. I've emailed them a couple times, and I found myself in a comic shop this past weekend, and Red Hood is staring me right in the face, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to pick this guy up, because their emails were saying, well, we hope to be getting shipments. We haven't been allocated. It's never taken this long from DC Collectibles for us to get our figures. So, please stay with us. But if you find one in the meantime, we won't blame you for canceling the order. So, long story short, I canceled the order last night because I just didn't want to miss picking this figure up. It's not a bad mark for Dorkside. They have been really pretty good, but as far as this pre-order for this figure, it's been really crazy. So that's my only 2 cents on that. So now enough talking. Let's get into the actual action figure review. All right, here's the Red Hood out of packaging. He suffers from some of the same posability with his implausible twin pistol, now becomes a sniper rifle gun, but hey, it's in the Batman universe, so we'll allow a crazy gun every now and then. But, you know, you can't get him into a sniper or shooting position very well at all. Actually, you can't at all. Because a gun like this, he would have to steady. So, I mean, you can point it out straight. Like he's going to be firing at someone. But you need the second hand up here, so there's no, like, butterfly joint that's going to come in this way and come in this way so you can bring the gun forward. So I've got him in this crazy pose here. I feel like his posability is better than the Arkham Knight was, and it's the same figure. So I don't know, just from the shoulder pads that were on the Arkham Knight, if that was limiting some of the mobility issues. I know ODC and I were both kind of complaining a little bit about the Arkham Knight and kind of how his posability was going to be. So I got my camera all out of whack here, trying to get it. I really do like this figure. I think it's beautifully sculpted. The paint apps are pretty much flawless. I should say not pretty much. They are flawless. I don't see anything wrong with him at all as far as paint. No scuffs or scrapes unless, you know, they're supposed to be there. But nothing at all. Again, from the waist down, it is the Arkham Knight. So here's the Arkham Knight. Same exact figure from the bottom, which in this case, I'm okay because that's what happened in the game. So there you can kind of see the two. I haven't painted this guy yet. Seeing how nice and shiny and glossy and metallic the hood is here, that's how the Arkham Knights should have been. So depending on the company that's producing it, if you look at the Prime 1 statue, it's the nice glossy blue. So I'm going to do that there and here in a couple spots where it's supposed to be. But as far as the figure, everything's pretty much exactly the same. The arms are the same. The gun is the same. Now, this is one that they did not need to do this gun with the Arkham Knight and have the Red Hood logo on it at all. He should have had the twin pistols like this Red Hood had without the Red Hood logo, because the Arkham Knight never uses the gun in this format in the game. So he has twin pistols. That's what he should have used. Would have been cool if they would have given him holsters, but even if not the holsters. But yeah, so this Red Hood does use it. So even on the back, everything is exactly the same. So then it's at the torso and the upper portions of the figure where the biggest differences are. Obviously, this part is gone here. The Arkham Knight symbol is gone. And you've got the Red Hood chest plate here. These shoulder pads are off. But as you could tell, those original parts of the shoulder pads are right here. So they've just been removed as they, you know, were in the game. But as far as mobility of the arm, I mean, you could still get the arm up as high as this particular one. They both have, this ab crunch is really tight on this guy. So he's got a really pronounced ab crunch, as does the Red Hood. So it's the same figure. Which, in a case of, you know, oh, they're just using the same body, this is what took place in the game, in the first version. So you can tell it's the same hood. One's just blue. And this is borderline blue. So this is definitely something I'm going to repaint on that guy. But the detailing on him, again, is really good. I love the hood. And some people on the original Red Hood figure were removing the actual hood on Red Hood so you could see this helmet. I liked having the hood with the helmet. And I knew deep down we were going to get a version like this of the Red Hood. So I thought, rather than take the hood off the one figure that's supposed to look that way, we're going to get one like this. And I love the Red Hood logo. That's probably one of my only gripes, is that they did so much Red Hood promotion for the game that they gave away the villain, the identity of the villain, before the game even came out. So I would have waited till the DLC hit and then had the Red Hood stuff. But I know how merchandising goes. You have people that really like the Red Hood character, and people are going to buy more of the merchandise. So, all right, well, let's take a look at the articulation, and then we'll bring up the other Red Hood so we can really get a close look at them side by side. So the head turns left and right and is on a nice, I mean, that's a good ball joint right there. Doesn't go back at all due to the way the head is, or the hood is sculpted. But looking down is really, really good. Tilts side to side. As you saw earlier, the arms go up to higher than a 90 degree, which is really good. There's just not a lot of range of mobility to be able to use the gun properly. Got the arms all twisted around. Yeah, I should be able to get like the arms going in this way, but they do all the way around. They're not hindered by the strap up here. There's an upper abdominal torso turn, an ab crunch that you saw can really get hyperextended. No waist swivel, that's done up here at the top. The legs, just like the Arkham Knight, do not go out far at all due to the way that the hip socket and I would call it a butt joint, but the way it's cut there. So they don't go up very far. I feel like it's a little bit better. I don't know why. Yeah, it's actually better than the Arkham Knight. That was a big complaint from the Arkham Knight. I knew there was something on this figure. So the legs already move. Even though it's the same figure, they have retweaked how they have made the legs. So his legs do not move hardly at all, whereas the Red Hood's legs move a lot better. So I don't know if it's just my figure or what, but I think ODC had the same problem. There's an upper thigh cut, double bend at the knee, a swivel at the ankle, there's an ankle rocker and hinge. I forgot the elbow here. There's a single bend at the elbow. No turn to bicep, and then there is a glove, swivel, and hinge. It's cool to have another Red Hood figure in my collection, and slowly started to become a fan of the Red Hood, probably right around the time of the New 52 started. I was just kind of getting into him when he came back in the comics. So let's bring up the other Red Hood, the first version that we received from the line. And here is the Red Hood with the Red Hood. So we have version 1 and then the final version that you don't actually see him in the game like this. He appears in the DLC. He's got his twin pistols, or I'm about to call them blasters. What's a Star Wars? I love both of these figures. And I know if you missed out on this one, missed out on the exclusive, at least you can get a version of the Red Hood that was an in-game version. Again, I mean, this was too if you have the DLC. Both are really pretty cool. I'd have been happy with either one. I'm glad to say that I have both of them. And that this is my favorite version of him so far, and that's including New 52 and Rebirth currently at the moment. I just like the look of this particular Red Hood, and but this one's really cool too, with having a nice little military aspect to it. So even though it was a surprise for some people in the game, or they were surprised, I guess, that they made the Arkham Knight the Red Hood, I just think it fit better with the universe that they were telling. So let's actually bring up the Arkham Knight as well. And here are all three with the Arkham Knight Red Hood version 1 and Red Hood version 2 all together side by side. I think the Arkham Knight will look a lot better once I get the nice metallic blue paint on him, and he'll really kind of shine even more. I think that's the way that he definitely should have looked, since that's all the promotional art. But all three look really cool together, and it'd be kind of cool. You could kind of do a Red Hood type of an army. Okay, this being your primary Red Hood, then you could get 2 or 3 of these other Red Hoods, and do like a little bit of army soldier, as the Red Knight, the Arkham Knight would have had. And you could probably even go a step farther with some of these soldiers that they're going to be releasing from this line. You could do a couple head swaps and have just a normal, soldier looking head, and then this Red Hood could potentially have, some soldiers of his own, or the Arkham Knight, however. I like all three of these figures. I'm glad to have all of them, and I believe, knock on wood, all of the Red Hoods are now officially done in the action figure form from the Arkham Knight. So this has been a really pretty cool figure to have. There is one more figure I should do a comparison with, and we should have the Red Hood version number 1 with Batman. How long did you wait to replace me? A month? A week? I trusted you! One of my favorite parts of the game. So you see we got Batman here, the Arkham Knight. This is actually the battle damage version of Batman. Thought it was kind of fitting. So by the end of the game, where he's all beaten, battered, and broken and muddy from running around Gotham City, that he finally comes face to face with the Arkham Knight, aka the Red Hood. So very cool moment in the game, and the two figures look great together, and I've been very happy with this line. So I believe we're still going to be getting figures from the Arkham Knight version of Batman all the way through till December, and December is the Batgirl and Oracle 2-pack, which I know a lot of people are wanting to get. I have mine pre-ordered, so make sure you hop on the pre-order train and get it, as she's probably going to be going pretty quickly on eBay and other things. So me saying all this for pre-ordering, and I canceled a pre-order because I found it in my comic shop. So I'm one of those. I'm 50-50. I would much rather just go into a store and pick it up, but if I don't get there on the day of release, then you could miss out. But for whatever reason, Dorkside was just very, very slow in receiving their shipment. So they probably would have got them in anyway, but, a lot of us collectors, we have ants in the pants. We want our stuff right now. So I just wanted to be able to show this final comparison. Final thoughts on this figure. Absolutely love it. In case you couldn't tell, I put in the original Red Hood's twin pistol with this figure. This is a really cool figure. If you were unable to get the original Red Hood from the very first wave of the series, the pre-order exclusive, or the GameStop exclusive rather, this is a very good figure to have in its place and would work very well in your Batman collection, and one that I am proud to own. And he's another one that's going to kind of climb right up there in one of my favorites. And they fixed a couple things that was wrong with the Arkham Knight as far as his legs. So his legs work much better than what the Arkham Knights did. So today we've been taking a look at the Batman Arkham Knight DC Collectibles Red Hood. This is figure 12 of the line. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the BatmanUniverse.net signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.